Hello, Year 10. Welcome. Today we're looking at writing a marketing campaign, which is an advertising campaign for our theme park. I'll explain a bit more in a minute, but just write a few lines now for you do now. What is the purpose of advertising? Just think about that for a moment. Write 3 or 4 lines on that. Our learning objective today is to create a persuasive advertising campaign for our theme park. So the title is Creating a Persuasive Advertising Campaign. Now, I'll explain more in a minute. Get that title into your books, please. Today, you're going to need your exercise book, and access to a computer or YouTube. The question was for the do now, what is the purpose of advertising? Hopefully you've got something like this. It's to promote and sell a product. Now today, what we're doing essentially, Year 10, is, as I said to you, you might be or you will be required to do a piece of persuasive writing in your GCSE. So that's what we're doing today, persuasive writing. And when we think about persuasive writing, what do we always think of? It's DAFOREST, isn't it? Do you remember? We'll go over that a bit towards the end before the task. But we're going to look at some of those techniques in a little more detail today. Okay, personal pronouns, you, they, we, all of those. Is direct address by any other name, the D out of DAFOREST. So personal pronouns would address the reader or viewer directly. So I wonder if you know what this piece of advertising is advertising. Have it your way. You might do. It's actually Burger King. Adverts are very clever. How do you think addressing a reader or viewer makes them feel about the product or attraction being advertised? It's not that you don't need to write anything down for that. But if people use direct address on your advertisers, it makes you feel personally involved. And here's the R out of DAFOREST, rhetorical questions. Just to remind ourselves, rhetorical questions are questions that don't normally need answering. For example, could you save money on car insurance? And obviously, direct address and rhetorical questions are almost inseparable. So why do you think advertisers use rhetorical questions in their adverts? It's the same thing. It makes the viewer or listener feel as if they're involved in a conversation on some level. So it engages their attention much more powerfully. And here's the rule of 3, or to give it its technical name, a tricolon. That we've gone over this multiple times. It was fantastic, amazing, brilliant. A miles a day helps you work, rest and play. Right, I don't think they use that slogan anymore, but they certainly used to up until quite recently. So that helps you work, rest and play. There's the rule of 3 right there. Repetition is exactly what it says. It's the other R in DAFOREST. Repetition doesn't necessarily have to be the same words over and over again. That's repetition in its kind of purest form, really. But you could be repeating the same idea over and over again, like what a fantastic day people are going to have at your park, but say it in slightly different ways every time. Flattery. People always respond to being flattered. It's used by advertisers and writers to get the audience on their side. Its main purpose is to flatter the audience, for example, because you're worth it. That's the L'Oreal advert, isn't it? Or for your theme park, it would be have a day out, you've worked hard all year. Something like that. So flattery, very powerful. The superlative is usually an adjective used to describe the highest or lowest quality of something. It was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing is a superlative. Or it was incredibly awful. Incredibly awful being the superlative. Obviously, we're looking on the positive side of that for our theme park. So the best family day out in Wales. Wales is premier water park. It's really emotional language. But a superlative is the word within a piece of emotional language that makes it particularly powerful. Which brings us neatly on to emotive or emotional language. It's obviously language designed to make the reader feel emotionally engaged with whatever it is that you're selling. It allows readers or viewers to connect with what's being shown to them. Can you think of a kind of advert that might use emotional language? Well, I think a lot of charities use emotional language, don't they? So see if you can think of any of your own, but don't worry about writing anything down. An old favourite here, adjectives. Not in DAFOREST, but you really can't help writing persuasively without using them. Adjectives, as we all know, being describing words, so describing something positively. A truly remarkable sight, a mouth-watering array of candy, a water park fit for kings and queens. You know, using, that's not a very good one actually, isn't it? A water park that fulfills every dream you ever had about what a water park should be. Pick the adjectives out of that. Use powerful adjectives, descriptive, well, they're all descriptive, in your writing, in the task which is coming up next. Right, today's task, you want to get started on the advertising plan, but remember you must make it suitable for your audience, and you should be able to explain why you have chosen to market the theme park in this way. So I've seen some of your, I've seen all of your proposals, those of you that have sent me, and you've got, some of you have got some quite specific audiences, so you need to be focusing on them when you're doing your marketing campaign. So your task, the thing that I want you to upload onto class charts, is to design an advert for either the internet or TV. It could be much the same, or the internet one might be significantly more interactive. Write the words for this advert for your theme park and include all the persuasive devices you can from this lesson and using DAFOREST. Write at least half a page. And that's the thing I want you to upload onto class charts year 10. I need to see, the bottom line is I need to see you writing persuasively about your theme park, half a page. Okay? So good luck with that, enjoy that, and I shall speak to you again very soon.